What's up guys, it's your boy Kazaris, back with another fun little deck profile, and today we have Chain Beat, 3 different versions of Chain Beat. Now, Chain Beat hails from like the 2014, 2013 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Back when people would just abuse Wind Up Rabbit on its own. Like, Wind Up Rabbit's effect is just so like unique and just good that people just built entire decks out of it. So what Wind Up Rabbit does is during either player's turn, you can target a wind up you control, banish it until your next standby phase, and the effect can only be used once while it's face up on the field. However, if you banish itself, its effect refreshes every time it returns to the field. So like if you summon it and your opponent attempts to floodgate it, Chain Rabbit, banish, it'll come back on your next standby phase. You effectively played around one back row. If you summon it and they floodgate and you Chain Rabbit, they Chain Canadia, Rabbit still banishes, however it just comes back face down. So it can really easily play around back row. If they Fiendish in response to Rabbit's effect, that kind of sucks. That's like one of the only ways to get it. But it's really sticky and it's hard to deal with. And when you pair it with a bunch of good back row, it can get annoying pretty quickly. And Rabbit itself allows us to abuse really cool back row like Zero Force. This card reads, activate only when a face-up monster you control is removed from play, or banished, same thing. The attack of all face-up monsters on the field becomes 0. And that is permanent, so like if against like a full Blackwing board or against a full Karakuri board, if you activate Rabbit's effect in the battle phase, and then on resolution you activate Zero Force, their entire field becomes 0 attack. And then Rabbit comes back and you can just attack over all of them. Or you can do nothing and just leave them flooded on the field at 0 attack, and then they're just kind of stuck there. They can turn shit to defense, sure, but like you can probably deck out Karakuri at that point because they've already drawn half their deck. It's pretty easy. And in conjunction with Rabbit, we have DD Seeker, which is very similar. However, the slight differences it has makes it much worse. We've had this for a while, and I tried to build something like this with just DD Seeker, but it's just it's just nowhere near as good as Rabbit. That a deck only using Seeker was just not quite as good. So it's a quick effect. Again, you can target a face-up monster you control, almost always itself, banish it until the end phase of the next turn, and it's a hard once per turn, meaning you can only use the effect of a DD Seeker once per turn. So if you have multiple DD Seekers, you can't banish both of them. Whereas if you had multiple Rabbits, you could banish however many Rabbits you had and then just summon them all back. And this comes back in the end phase of the next turn, meaning if you use something like Zero Force or Needle Sealing, you can't capitalize and deal damage on your turn because it doesn't come back until the end phase of the next turn. If you use its effect on your turn, it comes back at the end phase of your opponent's turn, which means it's on your turn for you to then it's on your field for you to then attack with it on your turn. But the fact that it comes back in the end phase and is only a hard once per turn makes it much worse than Rabbit, which is why this deck works better now that Rabbit's here. With Balance, we are guaranteed to open a monster that will banish itself, which means that Zero Force will always be live, and Needle Sealing will almost always be activatable, and we'll be able to dodge it. If our opponent commits 3 monsters to the board and we have a DD Seeker or a Rabbit, we can activate Needle Sealing and then chain one of those to banish itself. Needle Sealing will nuke their field, and then our monster will return to our side of the field, which is really cool. Drowning Mirror Force is really nice. We're going to be removing our monster from the field so that it will always be live. A few things to note: if your opponent attacks your Rabbit and you use Rabbit's effect to remove, when they redeclare an attack, they're not technically declaring attack for the first time, they're just retargeting to you directly. So you won't be able to use Drowning if you banish your monster in response to their attack, because they're not going to be redeclaring an attack to then activate for you to then activate Drowning. They're just kind of changing targets, essentially. So you have to have Toggle on, and when they enter battle phase, you banish your monster, and then they'll attack you directly, and then you can use Drowning. So that's just important to note there. And then Zero Force is a when effect. So the monster being banished has to be the last thing to happen in a chain. If your opponent goes like Canadia target Rabbit and you chain Rabbit to banish, you won't be able to activate Zero Force because banishing your monster wasn't the last thing to happen. So you have to be kind of proactive in that sense when you have Zero Force. Kind of use it the same way you use Drowning, like they enter battle phase, you banish Rabbit and then you activate Zero Force. If they attack, the attacking doesn't start a chain, so you can use Zero Force that way. Bad Aim is just a good card. I was just trying to figure out like back row to play that wouldn't clog the back row. Like Canadia is probably okay. However, it doesn't deal with monsters. Like if your opponent has like a defense position monster with a higher defense than 1500, you can't really get over it outside of needle sealing. So bad aim is kind of another way. It's also good against Black Wings. They go Simoon effect, summon it. When they activate Black Whirlwind to search, you just go bad aim, pop the Simoon. Then they have to like explicitly have the Zephyros to like do full combo still. And then for the spells, since we're playing balance, so we want to have 6 monsters at the bare minimum, 6 spells at the bare minimum, and 6 traps bare minimum. But with a deck like this, we can abuse Necro Valley very well. This is a stupid card. Chalice is really good. Karakuri summons Merchant. You Chalice it. They have to have the bones, the Kunamzan, to continue their combo. Otherwise, they just pass. They summon Alistair. You go Chalice. They can attempt to crash with your Rabbit, but you just banish Rabbit and you take the 14 to the face. It's not a big deal. If your opponent summons like Nanishi, you can Chalice it. Squire, you can Chalice it. Stuff like that. You can Chalice not a Ritual Beast, what I'm trying to think of. You can Chalice a I don't know, there are other targets in the meta that I'm forgetting right now. And then the one Lance, it's just cool for damage set plays, and just if you don't want to use if you have multiple back row and you don't want to use your monster's banish effect, you can just Lance and to protect it, and then if they chain something else, then you can chain the monster effect. So that's pretty cool. And then the extra deck, we're not going to be using the extra deck this much in that deck. We do have, they're both level 3, so that's cool. So we can go like, if we have 2 DD Seeker on the field, we can overlay into Zen Mighty to get the Rabbit, because Rabbit is just better than Seeker. Like, I'd rather have 1 Rabbit than 2 Seeker. Zen Mains is also cool, just in case Seeker or Rabbit isn't going to deal with their field and you need to stall a little bit better. Zen Mains is cool. Like, if you know your opponent can't deal with it right away, then they can't deal with it at all, because if they don't deal with all 3 of Zen Main's protections right away, you're going to be able to destroy a card they control. So that's the balance build. I have 2 other builds to get to, so stick around. The other explanations won't be as long, because obviously you already know what the cards do. So let's just jump right into some duels. Alright, we are up against a Yami Yuji. We're going first, hopefully. Nope, we're going second. Damn it, it's not the best. This is a Dark Cavalry Turbo build. 1 step down, activate Rabbit, take 35 to the face, which really hurts, but we'll deal with it. Oh, I forgot my coffee. Dang. Oh wait. Holy shit. Rabbit targets. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I did not even think of that itself. And we scoop. Cool. Alright. Rough. Let's do another one. Alright, we're up against a Jaden / Yubel. We're going second, not ideal. Balance. Started Seeker, not the best, but we'll take it. The Chainbeat deck originally used Evil Swarm Thunderbird, which came back on the standby phase like Rabbit and gave itself 300 attack when it did that, and it was originally 1650, so it was a 1950 beater that behaved the same as Rabbit, so it would be much better than Seeker in this instance. I'm going to activate Necro Valley, see if there's a delay. There is not. I'm going to summon Seeker, see if there's a delay. There is, so it's probably Canadia, Econ, Floodgate, Fiendish. Yeah. If it was Regeki Break, there would have been a delay on the Necro Valley. Or Karma Cut, that was what I was about to get to. Could be Karma. In which case we just chain DD Seeker. And now since we used it on our turn, it'll come back at the end of his turn. So that's a little cool. So we'll be able to have it for our turn again. And we're just going to set 3. End phase, pass it back to him. He'll do some stuff. Probably not much, since he only has 3 cards, to our 4. About 36. Technically we have 5 actually, because Seeker is, we still have the Seeker technically. Galaxy Cyclone, sure, I don't care. Bad aim is fine. Seeker comes back. Rabbit, nice. That's a good one. Start bladdling. I'm going to turn toggle off just so I'm not annoyed by the prompts. Because there's nothing we're going to have to respond to. And turn it back on before we end. Now we have Needle Sealing and Forbidden Chalice. Pretty cool. I don't think we can lose this very easily. The deck just like it snowballs out of control, just like most other control decks. You just want to control the field to the point where like all the +1s you slowly gain just amount to you just having way more cards than your opponent. Like he lost 2 cards to try and deal with my Seeker, and he did. So he was immediately down 2 cards there. He's gonna Alistair. I'm just gonna Chalice. I'm gonna Chalister. But and he's gonna try to attack with my rabbit. I'll just banish the rabbit to protect it, and then beat his face in for game. Bruh, what? So he has 1 monster in his hand. What could it be? It's Cocytus, oh boy. Alright, Cocytus is annoying, but Zero Force deals with it, which is kind of cool. So he's gonna attack. Can't use it, buddy. Created. So ideally he tries to beat over a rabbit, in which case we just... Well, actually, it doesn't matter. We go to try and beat over both. Because I want to overlay for Zen mains, that's what I was saying. Just to like stall him as well. Wait, but he has... 6... Oh, I just realized, we challenged the Alistair, he already had the Invocation, and he had a Water Monster. Like, that's ridiculous. Rapid Banish itself, Seeker Banish itself. I'm gonna take the 18 to the face. Now we can draw Zero Force here, which is pretty nice. We can draw another Chalice, technically, because when he attacks the Cocytus, we can Chalice our own monster to crash. That's cool. So 1, 2 Chalice, 1, 2, 3 Zero Force. So 5 good draws. What else? What's additional monsters? Actually, another monster wouldn't be bad either because we can make Zen mains. So 4, so 5, so 9 good draws really. Just the Drowning, the Bad Aim, and the Needle Sealing and the Lance aren't really that great to draw. Everything else is good. Doro. Zero Force. Cool. So Rabbit comes back. Reset. Seeker comes back. Beautiful, beautiful. That's what I like to see. I mean, he can still top deck his way out of this, I guess, but we're up 5 cards to his 2. So we're in a good position. And if he summons something else too, we can make that attack 0, and then we can just beat over it on the following turn. So cool stuff, cool stuff. Super Heavy Samurai is annoying for this deck because Cocytus, like unlike Super Heavy Samurai, this still uses its attack value even though it attacks in defense. But like since Super Heavy Samurai attacks in defense and uses their defense as their attack stat, Zero Force really doesn't do anything to them. So now we're going to use Zero Force. Our Seeker's going to get changed to 0 itself, so I'm just going to banish it here. No reason not to. Cool. Take 0 now. And the Cocytus is effectively neutered. Like, we can't get rid of it, but it can't get rid of us, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to summon this rabbit here. Pass it back to him. We do have this Needle Sealing now. So that's live. We can banish all 3 of our monsters. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Oh, he decks us out first. I hope he doesn't realize that. That's a yikes. I hope he doesn't realize that. Damn it. We stopped the Alistair search, which was the difference. If he had searched with Alistair, we would have decked him out first. However, if he searches another If he sees another Alistair, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. Yeah, he just saw another one. I don't see why he wouldn't try and search. At which point now we can safely deck him out. Cool. Can he purg? I don't think he can. Is that a fire? Don't tell me he drew a fire and then an Alistair back to back. What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, well, I don't think he plays 3 invocations, so like we can just deal with this Purgatrio with Needle Sealing. And I don't think we have to worry about any other Alistair fusion because of Necro Valley. Just wait, I'm gonna wait for battle phase. Shouldn't use Shell here, I bet. Can't stop. You can't use invocation, dude. Stop. Alright, so we're gonna use Needle Sealing, and then we're gonna banish all of our monsters. Rabbit effect, banish itself. Rabbit effect, banish itself. Seeker effect, banish itself. And then they all come back. And Purg dies. Kakaitas doesn't do anything. Doro. Another Needle Sealing, that's fine. And now we deck him out. So if that's the way I'm going to win, I'm going to speed this part up just so you guys don't have to suffer with me. Sure. Alright, so we stalled for a few turns and now he's activating Neos Fusion. Since he can't banish Neos Fusion from Grave, we can safely just Needle Sealing and destroy the Neos, the Grave Neos, and continue stalling him out. We get 1 turn faster because he sent Shell to Grave, which is cool. Needle Sealing, Chain, Banish, Chain, Banish. Sure. He's dumb. He could have killed all of my monsters, but it doesn't matter. I mean, like we have. Oh boy, I'll take 1,000. Wow. And now we just continue. That was a good play by him. Like it would have been really good if he negated my first effect, which would have stopped me from banishing all of my other monsters. And then would have maybe nuked all of my monsters, but again, like we had enough life points to survive the Alistair hit, and now we just deck them out for the rest of the turn. Thing with 2 double DD Seekers, we can only use 1 per turn because it's a hard once per turn, so that's why I don't like double DD Seeker. But we will have it from here. I'll fast forward for you guys. And here we are. We've made it, boys. The final turn. He's going to Fiendish Chain. I don't really care. I'm sure I'll bad aim. Pop your other back row. Pop a Floodgate. Oh boy. It's going to cycle in. Cool. I'll Chalice my negated one already. Make a 19. Now what? What else? 2 cards left. Still can't use it. Well, he's come this far, I guess, so. I'm just going to overlay just to show off, and that'll do it. Turn 30. Wow. Bro, is he really going to stall me out now? What a dick. Okay, I was about to say. Sure, I don't care. End turn. Yay, we did it. Success. Cool. Alright, so let's move on to a different build. Stick around. Alright, we are back with a different build this time. Well, damn it. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, we are back with a different build this time. Draw Sense low level. Now, as you guys probably saw, DD Seeker is just not on the level that Rabbit is. So, in order to abuse Rabbit as much as possible, we are playing the Draw Sense low level skill to draw it off of cards like, after using cards like Herald, Cyclone, or just taking an attack. And just because we cut the DD Seekers, it means we don't have to play the perfect balance ratios either, so we can cut back on the spells a little bit. So we cut one spell and 3 DD Seekers, and now we can play the rest of the Drownings, and some Fiendish Chain as well. So we get better generic back row. We get Herald as an out to like Cocytus and Sun Saga and Ritual Beasts, stuff like that. And we have Cyclone to deal with back row. The deck is just overall a little, I don't know, it's like Drowning or Zero Force and Needle's Healing aren't guaranteed to go off because you're not guaranteed to see Rabbit first turn. So like if you open if you open double Zero Force and Needle's Healing and like a Fiendish, like you only have one way to disrupt your opponent because you didn't open Rabbit. But like if that gets you there and you take an attack or something, then you get Rabbit and then everything else is able to be used all of a sudden. So like and you still have a 50% chance of starting Rabbit. Like 3 cards in 20, you have a 50% chance of seeing one in your starting hand. So it's like a coin flip of whether or not you'll see Rabbit, but you have an 80% chance of seeing Rabbit or one of the cards that will deal enough life points to yourself to get you to Rabbit on the following turn. And again, you can just take an attack to start Rabbit. So pretty simple explanation. Let's just see how this performs. Stick around. Alright, we're up against Akiza Izinski. Akiza. I'm going to be using her in a second. Oh, he's on a D rank. Let's get him, boys. Get him, boys. Oh, nice. We're going first. Rabbit. We're going to set the Cyclone in the middle because the middle is the most likely to get hit. And if the Cyclone are one of our cards, I'd rather them hit the Cyclone. So we have the Drowning and the Fiendish as well. Pretty cool. Cyclone. Damn. Alright, well. You hit the Drowning, which is honestly fine. We have Fiendish still. Sure, that sucks. Synchro for Barchion. So our only hope here, so we're going to cycle in the back row. And we're going to chain Banish our Rabbit. So we can't Fiendish chain him. But we are going to... Wait, what the fuck? Stall effectively anyway. Because he made Barchion instead of Archfiend Call. Archfiend Call would have been better for him because we would have no hope of targeting it. We would have to... I mean, we could still see the Zero Force or... What is happening, dude? Oh my god, what is happening? Because if I pop Barchion, like I had a feeling he had Nav face down, then he'd just be able to Nav and blow me out of the water. So he is going to Tribute Summon. Okay. Zero Force, but he can just Nav here. Hopefully he's dumb. Be dumb. Ooh, he's dumb. Because navigation's live. If it is, I'm skipping. Yep. Scoop it up. Alright, we're up against the Tristan Teler. Going second. I like how there's very subtle change. They put the names at the bottom right and the top left. EJ Ray and Kazaris right there. It's pretty cool. Pretty nice change. I feel like when you're spectating games and stuff, like tournaments and stuff, they can easily tell which is who. Which is which. So he's gonna overlay, I guess. What do you make? Dire Wolf. Black Ship of Corn. Ideally we draw Utopia, sure. Utopia. A rabbit. That's, I was gonna say Cyclone, Herald, and Rabbit, and that was a good draw. Oh, Sojin boosts me. That's pretty cool. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, so we're just gonna be able to change his attack to 0 with 0 force. So I think we're fine. Do I do it anyway? Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway, just to start applying pressure. Cool. Oh, we can chain 0 force to each other. Oh, that's cool. Negate it. Sure. We have drowning, 0 force, and bad aim. I'm gonna have bad aim as back row, actually. Cool stuff. The dual wield. Wait, Musakani Magatoma? Haha. Got it right. Musakani Magatama. Musakani Magatama. Sounds like a chant. Might be a little offensive, but we're gonna cyclone his other back row. Next turn we can draw more rabbits. Hit the dual wield that time. Yeah, I'm fine with chilling here because we'll eventually get to our needle sealing. Eventually. Rabbit. Alright, get them both out, why not? We got 0 force drowning. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think you can maybe get out Shien, but like we attempt to 0 force Shien, he negates, and then we just drowning it. Dodo. Another one. Another cyclone. So we can cyclone any back row that he has. Yeah, I guess he's just gonna stall me until he has to commit, which makes sense. Interesting. Summoning Kazan. He's gonna make Shien, obviously. So yeah, so we 0 force him, make him negate it, then we just drowning. Shovel it to back. No. Oh, we messed up. I had to do it at the start of the battle phase before he declared an attack. God damn it. Oh, I'm so stupid, dude. Jesus Christ. Really was that simple. Alright, we might be forced to overlay now because I made that slight misplay. See, now he just redeclares and I can't use drowning. Because it's counted as a redeclare. Not as an actual declare. I'm gonna draw another rabbit here. Rabbit. Make Zen mains. Summon rabbit. Voila. Cool. Zen mains is really like the only rank 3 you need to play here. I don't really see any need for any other one. Maybe Grenosaurus because we can hit 2k attack, which might clear some thresholds, but that's about it. United, that's fine. Man, that slight misplay almost cost me the fucking game. Alright, he can still only clear my Zen mains once. That's good. And if he tries to clear it, thinking he can protect with Fuma, we have Necro Valley up, so he can't banish Fuma, so we can easily pop the Shion. Yep. Our Cyclone's dead, of course. There's no reason not to try and force the Rabbit, obviously. Rabbit. Banish itself. Oh, he's dumb. Nice. We love to see it. Zen mains, detach Rabbit. End phase, poop the Shion. You can wait. I think you can attempt to use Fuma maybe, but obviously it doesn't do anything. There we go, there's the Needle Sealing. Okay, so now we're in it. So we'll summon another monster. We'll Needle Sealing it, and then Zen mains will protect, and then we'll pop something else. He's like, I mean, I'm gonna wait for battle phase before I do that, just to see if he sets something first. Obviously. If he's really dumb. Oh wait. Yeah, I'm gonna need. I have to Needle Sealing now because I don't want him to tribute Mizuho or tribute with Mizuho. Banish this. Protect with Zen mains. Nuke the field. And if he sets something else, we pop it. And if he doesn't, we pop the United. Cool, cool. Cool beans. Just start smacking with the Rabbit. I might switch to the Zen mains to attack depending what we draw. All depends on what we draw. Is this a machine? Yeah, it is. Looks pretty cool. Zen mains is always a cool card. Come on, buddy. What you got? What you got for me? Waiting for response. He's gonna scoop it. I think we had that game in the bag, honestly, after that big Needle Sealing play. If he sets something to try and protect himself, we pop out his Zen mains. If he doesn't, we pop the United, so he can't draw anymore. We just start beating his face in with Rabbit. I guess technically, if he had another secret, he could just sit on the secret, but most decks only play one. I just don't think there's anything with high enough defense. Maybe Fuma too. I don't know. It was still up in the air, but I think we had it from there. Cool, let's go on to the other build. And for our third and final build, I believe this one is the strongest because of its it just has stronger plays. So we are using Spore, and with the skill What Grows in the Graveyard, and now we start with Dark Verdure in the grave. So when we summon Spore, we use Dark Verdure's effect. Since we summoned a plant tuner to summon it back from the graveyard, then we can synchro for a level 3 synchro, which is Goyo Defender. Now Goyo Defender reads, once per turn, if all monsters you control are Earth Warrior type synchros, will only have Goyo Defender at this point. We can summon another Goyo Defender from the extra deck. This gives us 2 Goyo Defenders, which are 2 level 3s, which we can overlay for Wind-Up Carriers and Mighty. This is new from the box, which only requires 2 level 3 monsters. It's generic, however, it's made for wind-ups because you can detach a material from it to special summon a wind-up from the deck. So through the course of that combo, essentially Spore becomes Rabbit because we'll summon Rabbit with the Zen Mighty. So it's like we're playing 6 copies of Rabbit, which is better than 3 copies of Rabbit and 3 copies of DD Seeker, because like I explained before, Wind-Up Rabbit is just superior to DD Seeker in every way. So by playing it this way, we essentially get extra copies of Wind-Up Rabbit. And we also get access to our extra deck, which can allow for good toolbox plays. And if we open with Rabbit and Spore, we can bring the Spore back by banishing Verdure from the graveyard, and then increase Spore's level by the level of the monster we banished, which makes Spore level 3. So if we summon Rabbit with Zen Mighty and then summon Spore back, we can either make a level 6 synchro, or we can make an overlay for another rank 3, which can end with like Zen Mighty and Zen mains, which is really strong if we have Needle Sealing, because we can pop 2 to 3 monsters our opponent controls with a needle sealing, and then destroy a back row with Zen mains, knowing that we already have the rabbit for follow-ups on the following turn. If I don't have rabbit in hand and I just have Spore, I'll end on Zen Mighty and rabbit, which is still very strong because the whole point of the deck is to end on rabbit and abuse cards like Zero Force and Needle Sealing. I cut 1 Zero Force and 1 Drowning just in favor of more back row cards. And in this deck, we don't have to play the Cyclone or the Herald because they are the Spore, essentially. They are the rabbit there. So playing more generic back row like Canadia and Chain, just because I feel like it stalls a little bit better. These could be Floodgates maybe, because the deck tries to stall. However, we are playing 20 cards and we are searching 1 card from our deck with Zen Mighty. We're getting it out of our deck. So we are 1 card down on our opponent. So if they try and stall and don't search anything, we're at a disadvantage already. So I don't think Floodgate is quite as good because we don't want to stall quite as hard. We want them to be able to flip it back up to then Needle Sealing or Zero Force. But yeah, that's the deck. You can toy. I'm still toying with the extra deck. Leviair is cool because you can. So sorry, I didn't discuss what else Spore gives the deck. Is it gives it some cool OTK plays because you can go like against an open field. Zen Mighty is 15, which summons rabbit, which summons back Spore, and if you had like a banished rabbit from the previous turn before you did this combo, you can make Leviair to summon back that rabbit, and then you have Zen Mighty for 15, Leviair for 18, and rabbit for 14, which is 4,700 damage, which is lethal. So Spore also just makes lethal that way. However, Coral is 24, so if you make Coral Dragon and Zen Mighty and like pop a card with Coral Dragon, that's only 3,900. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this Vulcan, and I think I'm gonna put in like Psyhemoth, HTS Psyhemoth, which is right here. So yeah, so this is pretty much just a big DD Warrior Lady. Whenever it battles a monster, you can banish this card and that monster. So it's an out to Cocytus, it's an out to Sun Saga, stuff like that. Out to Dark Cavalry pretty easily. I've seen a Dark Cavalry deck going around that's kind of annoying to deal with because Rabbit targets itself and Dark Cavalry can just negate it. But yeah, that's the deck. It's pretty straightforward. Just a basic combo to turbo out your Rabbit, which is what the deck does best. So let's just jump right into some games. Stick around. Right, we're up against the Zayn Truesdale. Sidra really kind of sucks for this deck. However, this variant can make Zen mains, and Sidra actually has a tough time dealing with Zen mains because that is 2,100 defense. So let's see if we can do that. So we're going second. Our hand isn't too bad. Now Necro Valley can conflict with Spore. However, if we just do Spore plays first and then activate our Necro Valley, I'm not worried about it. So it's gonna set 2. We're gonna Duel Rabbit. Okay, so we drew the rabbit. That's a play there. We have an 80% chance of starting with it, and I think it's like an 84% going second, maybe something like that. Activate the Necro Valley, and we're going to set all of our back row. We want him to hit the Canadia the most, and then I want to save the Zero Force over anything else, so I'm just going to battle. So set the Zero Force last because the left side is the least likely to get hit, just objectively. So he's going to Cyclone. The Needle Sealing, that is absolutely fine. He's going to double Cyclone. There we go. And Zero Force lives just like that. Smack him for 14. Okay, so now... Crap. Actually, that really sucks. Because we can't... If he summons Rampage, we can't... There's no point in which we can Zero Force. Damn. Kind of wish I saw Spore there just so I could threaten lethal. Cyber Style for 3. Cyber Load. Yeah, he's probably going to summon Rampage here. I don't see why he wouldn't summon Rampage. Oh, awesome. Cool. Well, we're set. Now we actually get to use Zero Force. I guess he just felt safe because of 1 back row. He's like, that doesn't matter to me. Cool. Bye-bye. And now we smack over him for game. Cool. We drew the Spore with already Necro Valley up, but it doesn't matter because we have game. Cool. That was funny. Awesome. Let's do another one. Right, we're up against another Zane Truesdale. Let's play it a little bit better. I'm still kind of... I think I still played it incorrectly. If I'd set the Canadia last, then I would have lived through a Chimeratech Rampage. We draw the Spore combo this time. That's cool. So, Spore combo. The cool thing about the Spore combo is it goes +1. So we end on 2 Xyzs with 3 cards in hand still. In this case, we'll end on 2 Xyzs with 4 cards in hand still. So we're going to summon the Defender. It appears there's no delay, which is nice. So it's probably Cyclone. In which case, honestly, I'm just gonna push for damage. Zen Mighty and attack. Zen Mighty effect. Summon Rabbit. I'm gonna use Spore effect and just keep it in attack because this threatens 3,300 damage, which means he can't Cyclone, otherwise he dies. So yeah, so I'm gonna set the needle here and battle. Yeah, cool. Attack. Can't Cyclone, buddy. Haha. And pass it back to him. Notice how there was no delay the entire time we were doing our combo, but as soon as we set back row and then attacked, there was a delay. So that means it's Cyclone. It's going to activate Cyber Style. That's fine. I just want to have all of my back row to respond to him with. So that's why I did that play. I'm just going to activate Fusion Gate. Okay, so this is the play. So, ready? So, Fusion Gate lets you banish from hand or field. So, I'm going to wait for him to activate it and then Needle Sealing him, which means if he can resolve it at all, he has to banish from his hand, which means he won't have a core follow-up. He won't be able to follow up with like Cyber Dragon Core or something. Unless he chains Cybernetic Fusion support here. Oh, Cyberload Fusion. That's fine. Oh yeah, I still have to banish this here. Yeah. Cyberload Fusion's fine because he can't. Chimeratech Rampage is a win. So like if he summons Chimeratech Rampage on anything other than Chainlink 1, it won't be able to destroy back row and use its effect. So I'm absolutely fine with that. Yep. Shuffle them all back. Chimeratech Rampage. Now he still has to resolve Fusion Gate, if he can, and he can. So we know he doesn't have 2 Cyber Dragons in his hand. So yeah, that was the play right there. Awesome. 2 Cyber Dragons just destroyed right back to back. Let's do another one. Up against a Zane Truesdale. Win and you'll gain a rank. Nice. Rank up. Nice, we got Spore plays for days. Joyo Guardian. Goya Beans Guardian. Defender, whatever the fuck. Use them, summon another one. Make Zen Mighty. Zen Mighty effect. +1. Now we can Needle Sealing him even if he only summons 2 monsters, which is nice. Set 1, set 2, and the pest. Or Zen Mighty will die to the Needle Sealing, but that's fine. Like the main goal of him was to get out Rabbit, and we accomplished that. So everything else is just bonus at this point. If he gets out 2 Rabbit, like if he sticks to the field, that'd be awesome. But we'll see. Night Beam. And he hit this shit too. Whatever. So cool thing about Rabbit is like against Night Beam, if we want to use the back row that it targets, we can just chain Rabbit and then chain the back row. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Veer. Man, he hit the right one. Dude. Ooh, wait. If he starts to cyberload and then attempts to activate it, we can just flip the Veer and then it no longer becomes Cyber Dragon because it's not face up on the field. Wait, oh wait, is that right? So this card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. I'm assuming it has to be face up. That's fine. Ooh, that's annoying. He can fusion support now. Summon Cyber Style. Oh, that's obnoxious. Flip it. I think we still lose, depending if he plays this right. Because he can go fusion support and then Cyber Style and then fusion gate summon another Rampage and just beat my face. Yeah, I think we lose this. Honestly, I probably should have made a Zen mains knowing I was up against Cyber Dragon. That was my fault. It was my fault, definitely. Rip. Oh, he's only going Cyber Twin. I guess I just protect the... Yeah, I just protect the Rabbit then. Nice, because I can bring back Spore. Yeah, I can bring back Spore as a level 3. And then... What can I do? Smack me for 28. Okay, so I can bring back Spore's level 3. Oh, I drew Rabbit too. Yo. Ah, wait. So what was I gonna do? I was gonna bring back Spores at 3. I can make Coral Dragon, pop the twin, beat over the Rampage. And then just hope he doesn't draw like another fusion support or something. Or I could just make Zen mains, and then he can try and beat over Zen mains twice with twin, but he can't out it a third time. But Zen main still doesn't do anything to the Rampage, so I'm gonna make. Damn it! I keep doing it. I'm gonna make the Coral. Yeah. This has to be the best play here. Simplified game state. It's unlikely that I'll be able to deal with this. He doesn't have a... He has to like draw specifically core and then search overflow, and then overflow pop the Coral Dragon, but we'll still get a draw at that point, and a draw off Coral Dragon and a draw for turn. So we'll still be in a decent spot. Set 2. Probably Overflow and Cyclone, but he can't use either of them, so just gonna beat his face in. Tie our game. Awesome. Cool. So we beat three Cyber Dragons with the deck. Nice, nice. Is that our rank up too? Yeet. Nice. Alright, so that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. Played a lot of games today. I do want to show off more of this deck, but I played a lot today, so I should probably take a break. But I do believe the What Grows in the Graveyard to be the best variant, just because it opens up the extra deck, and just any deck that has access to the extra deck and can do the same thing is just inherently more powerful, just because it has a better toolbox at its disposal, as you saw there. And the deck, and it still does the same thing. I like Turbos Out Rabbit, abuses Neo Sealing and Zero Force and Drowning Mirror Force, and it's just like a control deck, but it can use the extra deck. So it's pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Peace.